It's come to my attention that there are some conservative leaning neurodivergent advocates on this app that are mad that I said that I don't want to hear any complaints from parents of special needs children who voted for Donald Trump, who are going to start to see their services and funding disappear once Donald Trump decides to get rid of the Department of Education. And I'm here to tell you, I don't apologize for saying that, and I mean every word that I said. Am I wishing for your child to lose services and funding? No, absolutely not. I voted for your child to have those services. The irony of somebody voting for their own child to not have access to services that will give them an equitable education experience, and then get mad at somebody like me who voted to not let that happen. The irony of being somebody like that who also has an online presence that advocates for kids with special needs makes me want to fall out of my chair laughing. Nobody wants to hear you complaining and blaming it on Joe Biden when your kid doesn't have a special ed teacher next year. No one is going to be interested in your hurt feelings and the drama that's going to come out of your mouth when your school district decides they don't have enough money to hire SLPs on your campus anymore to work with your special needs child. And why would your school district not have enough funds to do that? Because maybe their state legislature decided to misappropriate the block grant that the federal government decided to send them with zero oversight from the Department of Education that doesn't exist anymore. Y'all like to pretend like the state of Texas isn't already withholding critical funding from special needs students. I'm sorry, where in this conversation am I supposed to feel sorry for you, the parent of a special needs student who decided to vote for Donald Trump? It seems like I care about your child's educational experience more than you do. And I don't even have to have the phrase neurodivergent advocate in my TikTok bio.
Brace yourself, folks, because today's around and find out features a MAGA mom who's wondering why her entire family has suddenly decided she's the villain in their story. She's confused. She's hurt, and she's writing letters, actual, emotional. Please take me back to her grown children trying to repair what her vote for Donald Trump seems to have destroyed. Spoiler alert, this isn't just a political spat. This is full-on emotional carnage, and it's a case study in how one vote can shatter a family.
My MAGA brainwashed mom wrote me a letter, and I just wanted to share it with you guys just because I'm one of the people that has not cut off all of my MAGA family. I love my mom very much, very deeply. She is, she would take 1,000,000 bullets for me, so it's really hard. It's really hard seeing this happen, but I thought this letter gave a really good insight into how deep into it these people really are and how sure they are that all of this going on is a good idea and that it's the right thing. I don't know. I just wanted to read it. I thought maybe somebody might take something from it. I want to preface this letter by stating that I love each of you. She does. She really does. Understanding the current flow of communication is extremely difficult, especially utilizing mass communication methods. I am feeling increasingly alienated from my family, and it sucks. I believe what I believe, as do you all. I do understand that there are differing perspectives and opinions about people, systems, laws, reality, fairness, and so much more. The fact that we can allow each other some grace without judgment or aggression is being lost amid the torrent of emotion around the world. The discord occurring in our family and also globally will continue to be an issue if there's no latitude for conversation or allowances for differing opinion. I am and have always been the same person I am today. The fact that there is a large movement of people who can find no good in the changes that are being made in the U.S. is disconcerting. She has not always been that way. She literally used to tell me to use the men's bathroom as a kid all the time. She never cared. She liked gay people. She didn't care. She hasn't always been this way, but she thinks that she's always been this way. The lack of any concession of any one item or multiple that has been or will be altered by this administration in a positive light causes great unease. Something in the world has to change. There are many complaints from the other side of things, but no real solutions. I don't agree with everything, but I can say that 95% of proposed changes are in direct alignment with my point of view. We are not on a good course, and as a legal U.S. citizen, I personally am tired of the aggression toward people like me for the lack of interest by a portion of the population that seems to want to continue to be stolen from, lied to, and pushed aside. She genuinely thinks that immigrants are to blame for why she's not a millionaire. Yeah. This statement has no bearing on any ethnicity, ability, or disability of personal choices by any other beings in the country. We cannot save the world. We should not want to be responsible. We should not want to be responsible country to provide for others. There's typos. Sorry, she's not perfect. We have contributed financially to most countries' aid in the facilitation of economic growth and sustenance. Much of that money, it seems, has been abused by our government and the governments of those countries. We should be looking into this, and I am personally happy that there could be some accountability. Any monies spent that are provided to our government or others needs to be audited a frequent level. It's audited every year. She doesn't believe that. Obviously, they cannot be trusted.
Still support Donald Trump, even though he hasn't kept a single one of his promises that he made during his campaign. President Trump has kept every single one of his promises. He's getting us back on the right track. And even if he came to my house and made me eat an entire candle in front of him, and then give him a full body bath with nothing but my tongue and a toothbrush, I'd still support him to the day I die. Do you understand how crazy that is? The only one who sounds crazy here is you dumb liberal piece of shit that I should have drowned you in mud puddle when you was little. Okay, well, I don't even know what to say to that. Where's Mom? Wasn't Mom supposed to be here today? We need to hear her thoughts on some of this. She is at the neighbor's house having sex with him. What are you talking about? She's been doing it for years. She goes over there an hour, 2 hours. I used to let me sit in chair and walks in the corner, but I don't do it anymore. He sold the chair and there's no more chair in the room. I don't, this whole thing was a bad idea. We should have never done
Maybe
this.
somebody can tell me what the fuck is going on in MAGA Nation right now, because I just had my father call me, who, out of the blue, we haven't talked for months, because ever since the presidency, he voted for Trump, I didn't, and that to him meant we are enemies. And we have not talked since. He refuses to talk to me, so much so that my sisters lied to him and told him that they voted for Trump so they could continue to have a relationship with him. I just decided, fuck it, we might not talk this presidency, this decade, but eventually him and I will get back on the same page because he's my dad. Delusional, he's my dad, only to have him call me out of the blue and motherfuck me for 3 minutes straight, for no reason, out of nowhere, screaming rage at the top of his lungs. And then he starts to go into, I need to fucking kill myself. It started with dumb, blue-haired, libtard bitch, which, by the way, independent voter, have had colored hair ever since I had cervical cancer and thought I was going to die. And he knows this. I know you don't, but he does. And then ends with, I need to kill myself. So I hang up, because now we're reaching a point of no return, right? Like, we're reaching something you can't come back from. You're telling your child, I know I'm a 36-year-old woman, but I am your kid. You are my parent. You raised me to just go expire. He'd be fine. So needless to say, that fucked me up a little bit. I hang up, I'm shaking, I'm literally getting PTSD because he used to be like this when we were younger, but I only seem to remember it. So I call my little sister just to be like, hey, I need somebody to talk me down. She's like, oh my God, that's crazy, because he was just talking about how much he missed you yesterday, and I'm like, sounds like manipulation. I just want you to know. And I sent her the audio clips. Not because I needed her to hear it, but just so she understood, like, I'm not exaggerating. This is insane. And I had to block him. So if anyone out there had to block a parent today, we're on the same page. And if anyone else got these weird phone calls, why? Why? I want to know where this came from on an idle Tuesday at fucking 1:30 p.m. Oh, Thursday. I guess it's Thursday. I don't even know what day it is, because my dad told me to kill myself. And this video is probably going to get taken down because I said that like 8 times. But yeah, that's insane. That is what I think Trump voters look like, is my father. So, prove me wrong. Or understand why I do not want to be a part of your purple revolution.
I'm using this video as a thank you. I'm saying thank you to every single one of you guys who are in the comment section in my video that I posted in regards to my mother burning all of my writing. I appreciate you guys, and as someone who's never really had like a community, and I've never really had people, it is very nice to know that I'm not crazy and that my feelings were valid and justified given the circumstances. I've always been very afraid of expressing myself, like outwardly. I've always been very afraid of allowing myself to feel emotions properly. So just hearing people, I guess more so seeing people resonate with me in the comments, and it really does warm my heart, and I cannot say thank you enough. I love every single one of you, and I have people who are telling similar stories in my comment section, and I am so deeply sorry and heartbroken for you that you guys have to go through similar situations. I would never wish that on my worst enemy. You guys are so fucking strong, and I really, really, really do appreciate every single one of you. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. If anyone needs anything at all, if you need someone to talk to, I am here. I did have a lot of comments of people asking me if I was safe. I am safe. I am 21 years old. The reason my writing was at my mother's house was because when I moved out, I was moving into a very small area, and there was no room for my crazy amount of notebooks. She told me she would keep them safe. I guess her version of keeping them safe was burning them so that no one could ever read the contents of them again. But regardless, besides the point, I am safe. I have a boyfriend who is the love of my life, very understanding, so I do have him here for me. In terms of cutting my mother off, because there have been a lot of, I guess, questions about that, that is the plan. That is the ultimate goal. I have my youngest sister still lives there, and she is so smart. She is so smart and so bright, and the only reason that I have not cut my mother off completely yet is because my youngest sister is still there, and I don't feel comfortable leaving her in that situation, especially with how brilliantly bright she is. But with that being said, I did have a conversation with her, and she said if I need to, like, take a step back, that she understands, and she doesn't mind, because she understands how our mother can be, to which I greatly appreciate her as well. But no, the end goal is ultimately never speaking to my mother again, as I no longer feel like I am safe around her. With that being said, I want to leave it off there. Once again, thank you to everyone. I'm trying to respond to messages and comments as quickly as I can, because I have gotten a lot of comments and messages, so it will take time, but just know that I do read through every single one of them, and you guys are amazing, and just thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
I've made this video more times than I would like to admit. I'm having trouble finding my words, explaining everything to the fullest extent, and yeah, I'm looking for somebody that is or has been in my situation. I found a couple of creators that have been in similar situations, but not quite the same. But basically, my dad and my stepmom have always been very pro-MAGA, and I am not. I am the polar opposite. I am not hateful. Honestly, if we're just gonna break it down to words, I'm not a hateful person. I am very open-minded. I love and care for everybody. Like, their views do not align with my views at all. Our values are completely different. Okay, got that out the way. So, I am going no contact with them. I have already started ignoring messages. I blocked my stepmom on social media. But my question is, do I tell him? I'm not really worried about her or telling her. I'm more stuck on if I say something to him first or if I just ghost him completely. I've already started writing something out to tell him, but I haven't sent it. And the reason I haven't sent it is because I don't know if it's good enough. And also because I don't want to argue with him. I've been very anxious. I've been very angry with them, especially him. And I have a little bit of peace now that I blocked her because it's mainly her, because my dad doesn't have social media. But I know it's the both of them. And I don't know if I should say anything. I'm really trying to be the bigger person, but I don't know if they deserve that from me. It really came to head this last election. A few years ago, I was sexually assaulted in my home a month after I got married. And I told my dad about it, and he cried. He cried like a baby. I've never seen my dad cry, but he cried. And I, just for him to vote for, after crying in my face, I just feel so attacked. Another reason is because I am married to an immigrant. He's a permanent resident, he has all of his stuff, but he is not a legal citizen. And, how are you gonna have a son-in-law that's an immigrant and still vote for somebody that doesn't like Hispanic people, or immigrants? And my husband is so hardworking. He does everything he's supposed to, and yet he still hates him. Another reason is just because they push their ideas any chance that they get. We have a thing, specifically me and him, where we aren't allowed to talk about politics because of a fight we had a few years ago. And he will, just at any time, libtard this, libtard that, and I'm just like, what? And then he'll bring up something, and then it's so extra. On Christmas Day, or Christmas, when we were celebrating Christmas, he comes in dressed as Santa. They go to take pictures, and he puts his hat on, his MAGA hat. Uncalled for. And I can't keep ignoring it. I can't ignore it anymore. And if I'm so able to just block people and delete people that aren't entitled to or disturb my peace, but they're the last people that I held on to. But the more that I think about it, the more angry I get, mainly with him, because he looked me in my face and he cried. And he asked me, why aren't you reporting it? Why aren't you reporting it? Because even if I report it, can still get voted into the highest, most powerful person in the U.S. And it's just, I'm so annoyed. Anyways, another reason, me and my husband were both in the military. We both did our time. We both got out. I rely heavily on my VA benefits. You're trying to tell me? I just, he's just coming for everything. My mom is disabled. She relies on Medicare and Medicaid. she lives with me. I take care of her. Like, it's just like he's going against everything that I rely on, I care about, I love, my morals, and I just can't look away anymore. And I can't ignore the fact that he actively voted against me. And I am heartbroken. Like, I'm truly and genuinely heartbroken. And yeah, there's so many other reasons, like so many other reasons, but I guess like my main advice that I am seeking is, if you are a child of MAGA supporting parents and you've gone no contact or low contact, did you tell them that you were going to go no contact or low contact, or did you just do it? Because that's the part that I'm stuck on. I'm also stuck on, like, if I do tell them, like, do I send it in a letter? Do I text it? Like, I just don't want to fight. Like, I don't want to fight with them anymore. Like, they're never gonna see where I'm coming from. I'll definitely never see where they're coming from. But yeah, I'm stuck. I've come across a couple people that I found comfort in, but I haven't really came across my situation. So, any advice would be appreciated.
Go ahead, tell me.
You're not going to pay property taxes. You're not going to pay income taxes. You're going to have a lot more money in your pocket. I can't remember all of the rest of the details, but it's going to be amazing.
It's been about a week since my ailing mother put her hands on me and slapped me across the face. And I took my child's and most of our possessions, everything that would fit in my car, anyways, and left in the middle of the night. Because there's one thing for certain, two things for sure. You absolutely have me fucked all the way up if you think I'm gonna still have my child in your life and you're gonna put your hands on me in front of him. And it's funny because my mom pulled the guilt trip on the way out while I'm taking all of my things and said, am I allowed to say goodbye to him? Am I allowed? Sure, you're allowed. You're never gonna see him again, but you're allowed. About a week ago, my mom started screaming and yelling because of a sarcastic remark that I made, because apparently you're not allowed to do that ever. She can say and do whatever she wants. She can make abusive comments as much as she wants. She can threaten to take my child away from me with baseless accusations. And I just have to sit there and take it. Absolutely fucking insanity. Anyways, my mom started screaming and yelling. My dad started screaming and yelling. My younger brother, who has never moved out of my parents' house, started screaming and yelling. And my mom slapped me across the face. She slapped me across the face, something I never thought would happen, with my kid standing directly behind me. And so I took all my things, put them in my car at 9:30 at night, and I packed my kid in the car, put him in his little seat, and I said bye. And my mom said, when am I babysitting next? And I said never. And it's been extremely stressful, but I have a place to stay for the next 3 weeks. My child and I have a place to stay for the next 3 weeks. I'm okay. I'm gonna move into a house in 3 weeks with 2 very close friends that are safe around my kid, that my kid's safe around, and my parents are never going to see their grandchild again. I am tired of being the target of all of your anger when I am your child at the end of the day that is a single mom. I'm tired of you being angry at me for being a single parent. I'm tired of the unrealistic expectation that I should somehow work 16 hours a day and still take care of my kid. I am tired of the expectation that I should only work during hours where my kid's at school and then somehow still make enough money. My mom looked me in the face and said that she and my dad never asked for this. And I said, you never asked to be grandparents? And she goes, no. And I said, one, yes, you did. I was 17 years old and you were collecting baby girl shit while I was still in high school. Didn't even have a boyfriend, wasn't even thinking about a family because you wanted a grandchild so bad from me. I'm so tired of you just not having any idea why I don't want anything to do with either of you, why I'm not home ever, why I would not want to be around you. When you make comments like, oh, all these people are sucking the teat of the government, they just want the handouts for free. Your grandson is on Medicaid. That's why he has all of his school care taken care of. That's why he has an OT, a BA. That's why he's able to access health care. Your grandson's one of those people. And unfortunately, the saddest part of this all is my mom's dying. She has heart failure. And she doesn't want me to tell you guys that she's dying, you guys. She doesn't want me to tell you that. But she is, or she's living with heart failure, and I'm not even going to be there. And I wanted to, and I tried really fucking hard to be there for her. And slapping me across the face, I'm so sorry, is just, it's too much. I can't do it anymore. I'm so tired of choosing my mother, who hates me, literally screamed in my face that she hates me after she slapped me across the face, instead of choosing myself. Anyways, that's it. Thank you. If you are thinking about going no contact with your parents because they are narcissistic, MAGA supporting, lost in the sauce, just fucking do it. And I'm sorry, if you're my family and you're watching this, and this is the bajillionth account that I've blocked because you guys have been stalking me online for years. For years. I don't care anymore. I don't care what you've seen. I don't care what you've heard. I don't care that you don't agree with me. I don't care that you're probably gonna screen record this video and send it to my ailing mother. I don't care. Leave me alone. You can't send a text, but you can watch everything that I do online. That makes a lot of sense. Get a fucking hobby and leave me alone. Leave my kid alone. Leave me alone.
I have a question for all the MAGA men who have daughters. What did you tell your daughter when she found out that you voted for and are still supporting a sex offender? What did you tell them when they found out that he's taking away their rights? Can you really look at your daughter and think that you're providing for her? Would you really leave her alone in a room with Trump?
I have two very psychotic conservative parents.
You have two psychotic conservative parents, okay. Did they disown you for dating a guy with a mask? Sorry, I don't know if you guys are together, I just wanted to do the bit. He's like your brother. Oh, so they're into that. Alright, you have two psychotic conservative parents. You don't know how to live with him.
You said that your dad is a conservative. I find that hard to believe because he's taking care of a disabled person.
How old's your dad? 60 almost. Oh, you got some time then. Is he anti-vax? Yes. It'll work itself out.
A lot of you on my recent video were commenting that your parents also were starting to wake up. You noticed some changes. A lot of people took their flags down, and a lot of people are also asking, like, what should they say if they talk to their parents? So I thought I'd give you some pointers. Obviously, these are just some ideas. I am not like some brilliant person who knows the answers on how to get these people to wake the fuck up, but I'm going to tell you a few things. First, as much as you want to scream at them, you voted for this. Don't. Just avoid doing that if you want to make any progress. And instead, what you need to do is not use accusatory language and not mention his name directly. Don't even mention the word, that vile last name. Don't even mention it. So you can say things like, you know what they're doing now. Did you hear about this bill that they passed? They wrote this executive order, or anything that doesn't directly name him as the evil villain that is actually doing these things. Number two, you can let them know that you're not feeling safe, like for one reason or another. So maybe, you know, the way they're taking people off the street. You don't have to use the word kidnap, but they're taking people and you don't know what they're doing with them. And maybe you have a friend that's a person of color, or that their name ends in a Z, a last name ends in a Z or something, like things that would frighten you if they happened. You have a lot of friends that, you know, they're not doing so well. They're about to like lose their house. They can't feed themselves, like things like that, that just are showing like how detrimental whatever's happening in the government is for us. You can also mention the big companies that are doing so many fucked up things against us. It's not this group of people is against me. It's more like, wow, they're like robbing us blind. We can't even afford to, you know, get the necessities. Like, that's a fucking problem. Like, for example, I mentioned to my mother, I went to the market recently and my coffee, the, you know, coffee grounds that I buy, which were $11.99 are now $15.99. It's not like it went up 50 cents. Like, this is ridiculous. So if you can mention that without mentioning Trump, without mentioning, like, that will work to your advantage. Another thing that would be helpful is if you have a personal anecdote. So, I live in DC and someone knocked on my friend's door just because they're a black person and, you know, they weren't even doing anything, but they were giving them problems, they were giving them trouble, and they're looking for something, you know. So some anecdote of a person, you know, like my friend who's a trans woman in Miami had to leave because she really started to feel unsafe for her and her family, especially with all the laws that they are making in Florida. No one in particular, right? They are doing it, okay? Another really interesting thing you could read up on if you wanted to is like the companies, okay, are hiring people that live in other countries so that they can work remotely, so that they can pay them much less than hiring Americans. So it is not the immigrants coming into the country taking our jobs. It's the companies that are huge and greedy and fucked up that are looking for people outside of our country deliberately so that they can pay them less. And they're also skirting past this law that basically you can't hire a person that lives in another country unless you have tried to hire a US citizen and you couldn't find one. So they're just pretending. That's why there's all these job listings for, especially in the tech industry. They're looking for a software engineer, they're looking for this, but actually they just need to post a job so it looks like they looked for an American, then they hire them from another country. And so that's something that's taken our jobs, not people moving in here. So if anyone talks to their parents, let me know if you tried any of these things, or just tag me in your video. I'd love to hear your outcome. I'm wishing the best for you. It's amazing that a lot of people are waking up. They really are. Also, go to the Friendly Honey Badger if you don't follow her. She has a lot of insight on this topic. And if you like my shirt, which is perfect for these times, it's from Migdalia Pace, so you can check her out too. All right, good luck.